Everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of Top Four, where we talk about four things that we like or dislike or want more of or less of in comic books. And before we get started on that, let me just say hi to the boys. Josh, how you doing today, buddy?
I'm tired, yard work and stuff.
Yard work. You are you have a cool title for a trail that's near your house. What is your cool title?
I'm I don't remember.
Like the
The
warden.
Marshal.
Wa- The warden or the trail warden. Yeah, I'm the trail warden.
You're a trail warden. That sounds cool to me. Tommy, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right, Tom.
All
We
right,
just
Mikey.
started getting our Thanksgiving stuff in.
That's early. You're going early, buddy. Mikey, how you doing, pal?
I'm doing great. And we're the Longbox Guys. Marketing.
Marketing.
Marketing! Longbox guys, we're marketing. And today we're going to be talking about top four characters in comic books that we think should have stayed dead or should just be dead.
Yeah,
Mike, shake.
not who should have stayed dead. These people have never died, but should have died.
Okay. I wanted to do this one because there's one character I just can't stand. There's a couple characters I can't stand. Tommy, I know there's one character you can't stand, but I don't think you're going to kill her off. I'm interested to see who you pick. We'll start with you, Tommy. Give me a
All
character.
right. All right. I chose the character Speedball.
Speedball. Oh, that's all right. I get
Speedball.
that.
Speedball. Because, I believe a comic book character shouldn't be named after an illicit drug combination. A speedball, commonly a stimulant mixed with a depressant, most commonly heroin and cocaine, known as a speedball. I don't think I don't think Speedball should ever have been created and named Speedball. I think he was never that great of a character. And they had a perfect opportunity to kill him off in Civil War, and they didn't, and they should have, because no kid should be looking up to a Speedball.
I get that. Speedball as a drug was much more popular back when we were much younger.
When he
Speedball,
was created.
yeah, they're not really so much a thing now. Kids are much more into more of the pharmaceutical side of the stuff. But I agree with you. And now Speedball is, of course, Penance. Is that correct, or is he changed again?
I don't know what he is right now, but we did a whole podcast on Speedball. If you want to go over to our podcast, you can hear about the tragic story of Speedball.
Oh yeah, Speedball never ends well.
Yeah.
I do agree with you on the same thing. I mean, what was it? Snowflame, an entire character based off the idea that you get powers from cocaine, and Gin Genie. Also, these are all bad ideas, but I don't want them all dead.
So I was gonna go with Snowflame, but he's died.
Well, she died.
Snowflame
Heart
died.
explode.
No, he's died a couple times. And the
I
last
would have
time
been.
he was Peacemaker put a poison dart frog into his cocaine and killed him with the poison from the frog.
If I was being honest, I would be more surprised if he wasn't dead. All right. Is that your pick then? So that is your pick.
No, that's not
Oh,
my pick.
Oh, it's not. It was gonna be your pick, but he's dead. Who is your pick?
My pick is going to be the Walrus. Uh, First appearing in the Defenders, he has the proportional strength, speed, and agility of a walrus, and he's really good with crosswords puzzles. Those are his superpowers. If you're looking at his costume, you might think, well, maybe he's an ally because of the rainbow on the W. Nope, that's he just wanted a rainbow. He's a human mutate, which means they was genetically altered to have the mutant powers of a walrus, and he's been in a bunch of comics, but he's pretty worthless. He was in Craven's Last Hunt, but we never got to see Craven kill him. And
oh,
that's what I was hoping to see. I mean, it was a great storyline, but I really wanted to see that.
Mike. the walrus made it to the pond, Central Park Pond. You ain't getting the walrus out of that pond, baby. I dare. You know what? Craven's a great hunter. Jump into his habitat. Craven wasn't that stupid.
Yeah.
Leave the walrus where he was. And of those powers that you just mentioned, he has the proportional strength, agility, and speed. I
Well,
might have the agility. I
you
might
may
be.
you may be this is this why you're defending him? Because this might be your supervillain identity?
I
This
think
might.
Tom wants to cosplay.
I was gonna say eventually this might be my cosplay. I mean, I got some of it down already. All right, Jazz, this brings us over to you, pal.
So mine is actually a team.
Bold choice to go for
Kids.
murdering 4 children.
You
Yeah.
want 4 children dead? Okay.
Yep.
I know
Yeah.
why, but explain to our readers why.
Fine. So Power Pack is the beginning of the Marvel era in which you have to buy multiple series that you don't want to buy to read the entire storyline. It is the plug pulled in the bottom of the Marvel bathtub that puts us on a path through the 90s that pissed off every comic reader, and for me, that started with Power Pack. And
So
so yeah,
you think you can reset the Marvel multiverse by stopping this crossover?
during the Mutant Massacre, yes. Now, if anyone read the
Josh,
Wheel of Time, I would
Josh,
like
where
them
did
filled with
you find
balefire that
Josh,
actually
where did you
erases
find your
them from
power
time.
pack?
I didn't hear that, I'll tell you.
Josh, where did you find your power pack in the Mutant Massacre?
I I just want them gone. Just
Right,
erase.
but I had to search all over, right? Because none of the comic book shops had it because people bought it and they weren't expecting to run out of them.
Oh,
So
no, I went to the Mike, what was the comic shop in the Bay State shops in downtown Springfield?
Treasure something? Hidden treasure?
Treasure
Treasure
Island.
Island.
Treasure
Yeah.
Island. That's it.
I got most of my stuff from Treasure Island, so they had it.
Because I went to 4 different comic book shops in Worcester, Holyoke Mall. I ended up finding it at the Jane Alden store in Palmer
On
on a
the
spinner
on a
rack
spinner rack, yeah.
after searching all over the Bay State.
They
And
just have,
I admire your ire for this and support it fully.
I appreciate that.
as we all do. Um, Mine is just an annoyance character that I've never liked, whose name just happens to be Snapperc. Snapperc is just he's kind of the DC equivalent of what's his name? Mike, help me out here.
Rick Jones.
Jones.
Thank you. He's kind of like the Rick Jones, except he's turned evil a couple of times, and he's always a jerk in my mind. He's like the human being that gives humanity a word in the Justice League. They keep him around as part of the Justice League because his superpower is his superhumanity. No, it's not. He's just kind of a jerk.
Yeah, it's a bunch of Jewish guys in their 50s thinking how a beatnik would speak.
Yeah. How's that for switching channels and getting them back on the beam? Man, it's wild. They sure were stricken, but now they're in Joysville. I just wanted to read that out loud.
Yeah, I know you did.
How's that going,
Nice.
Daddy-O?
Not bad. And you're right. A lot of the writers of the time really didn't know how the kids were speaking, so they were kind of using this very hokey, hacky, almost uh, like a television parody of what those kids were actually doing, because that's what they were seeing. They were seeing it on TV, they were seeing it in media, and not really experiencing it for themselves. So some of these were terrible. Mike, you've mentioned in the past the Teen Titans had some pretty bad kid language back in the day too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Up until they decided they didn't care about the Teen Titans and let the writers do whatever they want, then it got really socially conscious
And a lot of fun. A
and
lot
a
more
lot of
fun.
fun. Yeah.
Um, All right, but there are a lot of others that we probably have as our second in command or our runners up. One big one for me, and I can't believe they brought him back for Justice League, was the Brown Bomber.
Well, that was done as an homage.
Yeah, but you didn't have to.
Oh yeah, they wanted to point out.
They wanted to point out how bad he was.
Yeah.
And personally, I think that, I mean, that's good. That's actually I think that is something to talk about. This is just a character that was ill thought up. Tony Isabella, bless his heart at the time, now our dear aunt, uh,
Jenny.
Jane, was asked to make this character, and he said no. And if you make this character, they're going to burn down the offices. And if they're burning down the offices, the first fella in line with the torch is going to be me. Because it was a terrible, terrible character based on African American stereotypes. But in the Justice League multiverse issue, they brought him back for some reason. But it was to show how terrible he was. So that was kind of a good thing. But I don't think they had to do it. I think they could have relegated him to the scrap heap. Anyone else have a runner up?
Nope.
Jubilee.
Who?
God damn it.
Jubilee.
I thought you were going to go the entire podcast without saying her name. All right, why don't you like this character? What is the hate?
I never really cared for her when she first came out. I hate her costume. Like, she got a little bit better when they expanded her story arc to involve her adopting a child, but still, I just never really enjoyed her as a character.
I have a character a little bit like that for myself. As you guys all know, Jack of Hearts. I'm starting to come around on him because you guys showed me and told me all these other good ones. And when I read the She-Hulk thing and a couple other things, I'm like, okay, I like him. I still don't like for some reason, I really, really hate the costume, but I'm getting over that and I'm starting to like the character.
Good, because I've got a
Oh,
giant Jack of Hearts collection I've been saving for you.
for me, for when I come around. When I come
Just
around.
like I've almost done collecting all of the power packs, and I'm going to give those to Josh.
Oh man, your funeral is just going to be a big pile of FU comic books to everybody. LT, there
All
goes
the
Jubilee.
appearances of Jubilee, LT.
That's the most comic books, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, there's a lot of power pack.
There is, and yeah, Jack of Hearts, not so much. All right, guys. Hey, that's our top four. But if you guys have someone you'd rather be dead in the comic books, put it in the comments below. We love reading those things, and we love hearing back from him.
Yeah,
Uh,
just real quick, we did get a comment on heroes that should not have come back, and that was Diane said Green Arrow, Oliver Queen, and I will dispute that because I didn't think he had a great death. So that's just my humble opinion. But Diane's probably right because she's smarter than all of us.
Diane is smarter than all of us. So our listeners and our readers are usually way smarter than us. So yeah, you guys are probably the ones who are right. So someone might be reading this. You never know. They might have to think. Yeah.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Like, subscribe, find us other places, podcasts. We're the Longbox Guys. Love you.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Anyway, podcast. Bye bye.